Hi guys, this is Hamilcar bringing you a single game from the Pro League set between WeMade Fox and SKT Telecom 1. And this is going to be the third set of the match, and it's going to be between Bisu and now Kiki, a PVZ. And I'm bringing you this game just for fun. Bisu's probably my favorite player, certainly one of my top 2 or 3. And I saw a game of his pop up and I decided to cast it. Some of you may want to wait for the whole set to come out. I'm sure someone will do it. So if you do want to watch everything in order, then stop watching this right now and wait for someone to do the whole thing. But I'm doing this now just partly because I'm a little bit bored. Partly because I want to tell you guys to go watch the set of videos I just posted, the player profile of Elky. I put a bunch of commentaries together of various Elky games from way back in the day, 2002, 2003, and put together a highlight reel and a little introduction with some information about Elky and a little bit of background on the context that he was playing in StarCraft in those days, and I think it's mildly interesting anyway, and it's an attempt, and I want to know what people think and whether it's something that people would like to see more of. And so if you have the time, go and check it out, and do leave me comments and let me know what you think. Anyhow, this game is being played on Neo Medusa, and we see right off the bat what looks like a 5 pool going down from Now Kiki. Now Kiki is a Zerg player who's been around for a little while, certainly not on a par with Bisu. He's hovering around 40% in most of his matchups. Bisu hovering around 60 to 65% in most of his matchups, 66% in PVZ. So certainly the favorite to take this match. It is not that surprising that now Kiki would go for a cheese like this. Popping out a couple more drones, but Bisu's going to scout this right away, so he's going to know that these early lings are coming. And Bisu, I think, will respond smartly and put down cannon right away and pull some probes to help defend. We'll see whether just putting his forge down now, so he might have been hoping to go Nexus first. Putting down a pylon now by his main Nexus so that he can put up a cannon in his probe line. And I think in this situation, Protoss players usually have to resign themselves to losing the buildings that they place at their natural pylon and forge usually. And they'll put the forge there even knowing that they're going to lose it, just so they can get the cannons down quickly before the pylon at the main warps in. And Bisu heading out to his natural, if he put, I don't think putting down a cannon there would be a smart move. Yeah, he's putting down a cannon in his main mineral line. And I think he should be okay, because as soon as that cannon warps in, he'll be able to defend his main against these Zerglings. And even though he's sacrificing the ability to go for that early expand, he's still going to be economically ahead of Now Kiki, given that Now Kiki sacrificed so much economy to go for the 6 pool. A gateway going down right away. So Bisu's going to go into a 1-base tech build. And now Kiki's just running past those defenses at the natural. He's probably going to run back and take them out once he realizes that he's not going to be able to make progress at Bisu's main. Yeah, loses 1 ling and then he heads back towards the natural, so he's going to take out that pylon and the forge. Meanwhile, Bisu getting the scout in. So both players know exactly what the other's doing. 2 gates going down for Bisu, so Bisu's going to try to put down some early pressure with the Zealots, and now Kiki's expanding now to try to compensate for the economic loss that he took from the early lings. I was going for that gas. I think that must have just been for an extra drone. Anyhow, Bisu doing a good job keeping that scout alive. The saying used to be Bisu, that Bisu lives and dies by the scout, and for a while when he was in a slump, it seemed like he was dying by the scout, because the reason he was not winning as much as he used to was that he was not scouting as well as he used to, and he would delay scouting until it was too late and the front door of his opponent had been blocked off, and as a result it would seem like he was really just sort of playing blind the whole game, even more so than another player in the same situation, because Bisu does rely so much on scouting. And I think part of his getting back to form in the last few months has been his return to very heavy scouting patterns. A simulator going down for Bisu, so Bisu's going to try to get some quick tech. And as soon as he gets a couple Zealots out, he could probably go and try to establish that natural. I think that's what he'll do in relatively short order. Protoss player doesn't want to operate one base against two for all that long. Two Zealots pushing out and a third Zealot somewhere, I don't know where that was, in the backfield, I guess. And this probe, I think, is finally going to be cornered and killed, but Bisu microing it brilliantly, keeping those Lings distracted. And yeah, he's about to put down his natural Nexus. And he'll probably put it down before a pylon or cannons or anything, and just rely on these Zealots to stave off the Lings until he gets static defenses up there. Two Zealots pressing in, and two more coming out. Overlord spotting out everything, so now Kiki knows what's coming, and he has a decent-sized Ling force, so I don't think these Zealots will do too much. They'll probably... Well, I don't know. I think Bisu ought to fall back, but oh, he's letting his Zealots get surrounded. This could be bad for Bisu. If these Zealots, one Zealot surrounded and does go down, and now the Lings are chasing the next two, two more coming up, and they should be able to at least reinforce to the point where the Lings will have to be more circumspect. But the Lings are attacking, and they're going to be able to pick off that one Zealot on the flank. Two Zealots now left, one Zealot left. Wow, and Bisu's taking out a lot of Lings. He's microing that last Zealot very carefully, and actually takes out most of the Ling force, but at a very high cost to himself. And the speed is up for the Lings now, so they're going to be able to hunt down individual Zealots in the field. Bisu's pulling back now, getting his Cybernetics core. That Zealot is going to be picked off. And Bisu's going to have to get cannon defenses down fairly quickly to prevent a Zergling run by. There's enough Lings now that they might have a shot at taking down that cannon in the main. So we'll see how well Bisu's able to defend here. He has four Zealots out, and he's going to have to keep those Lings from taking down the Nexus. Oh no, lots of Lings coming in, surrounding those Zealots, and this is bad for Bisu. Wow, okay, Bisu now in a lot of trouble. What I was going to say earlier in the game is, Bisu, a prohibitive favorite on paper to take this game, but Bisu has a habit of losing to people he shouldn't lose to, like Taza and recently Violet and some other, usually Protosses, but subpar players. He's lost his Nexus now. Spire going down for now Kiki, so now Kiki's going to have Mutalisks out soon. Stargate going down for Bisu, so he's going to have Corsairs out to counter at least, but he's down to one base. And it's hard from this point for the Protoss to re-establish that expansion, because at the point where the Zerg player has this mid-game force that's coming up with Lings and Mutas and probably Hydras or Lurkers or something coming up soon too, the Protoss player really needs static defenses to be secure against a Zerg push. It's hard for just Zealots and Goons to really securely fend off this sort of army. Now Bisu's pushing out. He has about 5 Zealots and a Dragoon, and he's going to try to establish those static defenses before he puts down a Nexus. This time he can't afford to